Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for visiting me here in my channel. My name is Kanako. I am a coach in Kimono. Today, I'd like to share my thought that the journey of manifestation is not easy. Well, yeah, certainly it is not. And why I say this, because mine wasn't. So, of course, this is my way and my way of thinking. So it doesn't have to be anyone else's. But well, I think this message might be needed for someone, especially if you are struggling with self-development or manifestation, and maybe you are in the middle of gathering information, and well, actually gathering too much information would just lead you to confusion. So anyway, and why I say manifestation is not easy, well, I first believed that manifestation will be easy, really easy, and I expected overnight success. And when I wake up, the world magically have shifted, and I will live happily ever after. And that kind of magic I expected, and of course, it didn't happen at all. Yes, that's how I reached to this point. Still, I am happy that I can share this message because, yes, finally I have manifested my ideal life, and here I am sharing this information. Okay, so going back to the start, how I experienced the difficult part. Well, actually, I didn't have any money in my bank account at some point, and well, I actually had to miss some due for the payment, so I had to talk with somebody. So that was really depressing and so stressful. And after I experienced that kind of situation, I couldn't help but to think, okay, I was in the middle of the journey of my manifestation, and why is this situation happening to me? And at that point, I realized, okay, so actually, my old program was stubbornly stayed, and that created that kind of situation. And noticing that how my old program was still there, of course, I noticed the choice. I just give up and going back to my old program and being victim in my life and live unhappy ever after. Or I still have a choice to take action and to think, actually, to think, then I still keep going, believing that I can create a life of happily ever after. So at that point, I realized, okay, so manifestation journey is not easy. And still, I am glad that I noticed. And I think most of the coaches who talks about how they could manifest their ideal life, they all have, well, actually, maybe not all, but well, most of them have experiences like this, hitting the bottom in their lives. And I think hitting the bottom of one's life, it is the sign. And of course, well, most of the people do not want to experience that. Well, of course, I didn't intend to experience that, well, at least in my conscious level. But anyway, hitting bottom in one's life provides the best lesson and the best notice. And suddenly, well, I just said sign. And what this sign means, it is the choice. The choice for you to stay in the victim mode and just be sad, be angry, and live with lower vibration, or you say no more. This is not how I intend to live my life. So I think and I take action. And what can I do? And this is really tells about the freedom in your mind. Whatever is going on in your life, especially in the physical reality, you may have debts, you may have bills, you may be experiencing somebody leaving you, and you feel like there is no love in your life. It doesn't matter if the issue is money or love or any other relationships or job or whatever. Still, your mind is free. And you can think of anything you want. And this is what Jim Rohn or Neville Goddard or Joseph Murphy or any other great coaches talk about. And since I have taken really 5 or more years to dive into this study of manifestation or the way of thinking or the power of the subconscious mind, whatever you may call it, I just realized then, okay, so this is what it means to be free in my mind, regardless whatever is going on outside the world. Then that is the point, I think. Yes, that is the point when everything have shifted in my life. And now I am so happy that I created my ideal life. And really, well, I can say, okay, that happened really at the moment I realized. Still, until that point, I wasn't really in an easy state. So yes, that's why I say, okay, manifestation, it is not so easy as it may appear in the messages on the videos or whatever the message devices you listen to. Anyway, so if you are still expecting like instant success, like overnight success, well, good luck with that. But still, if you feel like, okay, this is not easy, if you are beginning to realize that, I think that is really a great sign to realize at first you have total freedom in your mind. And that is the time when you can use free of your power to think, to imagine, to focus on what you want instead of what you do not want. So that is how you can use the power within. So that is I really want to tell here. And well, I know, well, I started from saying manifestation is not easy, but still, when you realize manifestation is not easy, actually it is difficult, then you can shift from that point. I wouldn't say, okay, so shift the word from not easy to easy. Well, no, but still, you realize, when you realize how powerful and how much freedom you have in your mind, I think that will help you to seek for something better in your life. And one more thing, if I may add to this, when I had no money in my bank account, I realized, okay, so having no money in my bank account, that actually didn't force me to live my life. Yes, because I chose to survive. I chose to live, and I chose to live happily ever after. So that's the moment when I shifted my old program, conquered my old program, and then I just had my new program as myself. And I am so proud of myself doing that. Yes, which connects with my former video in this channel. So anyway, I hope this message can support you in somehow, in some way. And please share your thoughts and comments or questions in my comment section below. And I am so happy to hear from you. So thank you very much. And I will see you in my next one. Until then, enjoy every moment of your life. ありがとうございます。